Cornwall, Devon, Somerset, Dorset, Hampshire, Berkshire, Wiltshire, Sussex, Gloucestershire, Kent, Oxfordshire, Middlesex, Surrey, Essex, Fife, Hertfordshire, Perthshire, Buckinghamshire, Angus, Bedfordshire, Kincardineshire, Huntingdonshire, Argyllshire, Cambridgeshire, Suffolk, Inverness, Norfolk, Northamptonshire, Aberdeenshire, Banffshire, Leicestershire, Warwickshire, Worcestershire, Cromartyshire, Herefordshire, Sutherland, Caithness, Anglesey, Cheshire, Montgomeryshire, County Antrim, County Down, Nottinghamshire, County Armagh, Lincolnshire, County Tyrone, Lancashire, County Fermanagh, Yorkshire, County Derry, Westmoreland, Cumberland, Cardiganshire, County Durham, Dumfriesshire, Northumberland, Coopershire, Flintshire, Denbighshire, Carnarvonshire, Merionethshire, Anglesey, Montgomery.
Hello sirs, wisDOM here. We're standing here on the try-point of the London Borough of Bromley, Surrey and the London Borough of Croydon. Or are we? No, we're actually on the historic, i.e. real, traditional Kent-Surrey boundary.
Our historic counties have never been affected, nor their boundaries changed by the endless shifting of local government boundaries over the past 100 years, but have remained constant and are today as they have been for centuries.
We're here in Rowden Wood on the Kent-Surrey border. Surrey there, Kent there. We're here on the boundary of Spring Park in Kent and Three Halfpenny Wood in Surrey. Somewhere in there is an old stone marking the county border. However, despite searching for it for well over an hour, we've been unable to find it. So here's a picture we found on the internet. Under this road and fence lies the Beck, a small stream which follows the county border. Fortunately, it is not accessible to the public, except for a small section which can be seen. Come follow me. Here, between Oak Avenue and Boulderwood Way, is a hidden path which crosses the Beck, which is the Kent-Surrey border. We're here at Beckenham Cemetery. The Kent-Surrey boundary runs along the far end by the tram line. Several famous people are buried in this cemetery, such as Victorian cricketer W.G. Grace, several recipients of the Victoria Cross, and Thomas Crapper. Here's the grave of Thomas Crapper, the Victorian era promoter of the flush toilet. Common to popular belief, he didn't actually invent the toilet. He was merely a highly successful promoter of it. Also, the common misconception that the word crap comes from his name
is in fact an urban myth. But why was Crapper buried here in this obscure cemetery in South London? Come with us to find out. So it was here at 12 Hornsett Road, just over the border in Surrey, that Thomas Crapper lived. A plaque on the house commemorates this fact. Other famous people who lived near the border include Walter de la Mare and the children's author Enid Blyton, and the guy who made watches. Also near the border is Birkbeck Station, which is South London's second least used station after Morden South. It might not be very popular with people, but it is with pigeons. We're here in Annerley at what remains of the old Croydon Canal. This canal opened in 1809, however it was never very successful financially, and so it closed in 1830. Most of its length was turned into railways or built over, but this short section near Betts Park still remains. In the olden times, when this was all farmland, where we are now stood Kent House, which was the first house in Kent coming in from London. Kent House itself was actually torn down in 1957. However, this railway station commemorates the name and its location near the historic Kent-Surrey boundary. We've now reached Penge, which historically lay on the Kent-Surrey boundary, the High Street being in Surrey, as well as West Penge Station, with East Penge Station being in Kent. We're here on Mossley Road. In Victorian times, this was the site of a notorious murder case here at number 34. The unfortunate victim was Harriet Staunton, who was married to an extremely abusive husband who also starved her. They lived in a village in Kent for quite a while, but when she was near the point of death, her husband brought her here, to what was then a busy suburb, hoping that her death would be less noticeable. And it was here at 34 where she perished. However, the husband, hoping to claim some of her money, wasn't sure which county the house was in, so he went to the post office, asking whether it was in Kent or Surrey. Just by chance, a relative of Harriet Staunton happened to be in the post office at that exact time and overheard the conversation and grew suspicious and alerted the police. The husband was later caught and tried for this horrendous crime. So the next time you hear someone say county boundaries are a ridiculous relic of bygone times, just remember, if it hadn't been for the county boundary, this crime would never have been solved. We're here in South Norwood Country Park, which was created in 1989 on the site of a former sewage farm. It is now a haven for wildlife and flowers. The park currently sits entirely within Croydon Borough. However, long before this site was home to a medieval manor, the remains of which are buried somewhere over there under the reeds and grass. The whole park now sits entirely within the London Borough of Croydon. However, the actual former Kent-Surrey boundary ran through this park, somewhere over there. We're here at Crystal Palace Park. The Kent-Surrey boundary runs right through this park, as you can see by this old boundary pillar. There are a huge number of interesting things to see here. The War Memorial Bell, the Grade 2-star listed Crystal Palace National Recreation Centre, which sits on top of the border. This listed statue of Guy de Grilla, famous Crystal Palace dinosaurs. The remains of the old Crystal Palace, which sadly burnt down in 1936. And the filming location of a very famous scene from the 60s classic, The Italian Job. And that concludes part 1 of this walk along the Kent-Surrey border. Join us for part 2, to be continued.